Hey guys, what's up? I'm Fletcher from Team 2, and today I'm going to be doing a tips and tricks video on how to get faster with the Ortega method. This video is going to be focusing on how to figure out the bottom layer permutation during the inspection time. Now the method that I use is really simple. You only track one piece, which is maximum one piece, and you're able to figure out the bottom layer permutation. So let's give this a quick scramble and see what we come up with, trying to break up any block that I see. Okay, so right here I can see this orange-yellow block, which is what I'll probably go for. But let's make things interesting and go for this red block. So right here I can see that these aren't opposites, I actually call them adjacents. So these are adjacents, which means it's not going to be a diagonal layer, it's going to be a block somewhere. So you just need to insert one piece to figure out where that block is going to be. So and that one piece I'm going to insert is this one. So I'm going to track myself doing an up prime and then an R2. So whilst I was tracking myself doing that, I see that there's an opposite on this side, which means there's going to be a bar in here. So if it's not going to be a diagonal layer, which it isn't because I can already tell from these two, then it's going to be opposite the opposites. So as I bring this down, there's going to be opposites here, and then I insert this, and there's the bar in front. And then you just go to solve the cube like the normal Ortega method. So let's do another scramble. I think I went a bit fast, so I'll take it a bit slower this time. So right out of the bat, I can see yellow. Sorry, not yellow, white. So I did see green, but white looks better because I've got this one move insert. And I can see that these are adjacents, so it's not going to be an opposite layer. And then as you saw, when I insert this, the two reds will line up forming a block or a bar. So I can already see that there's going to be a bar in here, and then I just have to insert this piece and there'll be opposites on here. So I bring this down, come over here, and insert that piece. As I said, there's going to be opposites on this side, and there's a bar on my left. You can then go to solving the normal way. So let's go again. I'm going to do a few different examples. Okay, so I'm going to give this one to you guys. I'm looking at green, so I've got this green bar here and its opposites. I'm going to then look at inserting this piece, so I'm going to try and give you all of that, yep. So I'm going to insert this piece and try to figure out where the bar is going to be. Now I'll give you a few seconds on deciding this, pause the video if you need. So if you haven't figured it out already, there's going to be a bar over here, because I can see that there's opposites here, which means the bar is going to be either on this side or it's going to be a diagonal layer. But then you can see this piece, and when you insert it, the yellow is going to line up with the red, which are adjacents. So it means it's not going to be a diagonal layer, and there is going to be a bar on this side. So I'm just going to insert that piece, and then insert the piece behind, and there is a bar on my right. You can then go to solve the cube however which way you want. So scramble again. This video's only gone for 3.5 minutes, let's make it a bit longer. Okay, so this one's pretty easy. I'm going to go for red. I can see it's a one move insert to line up the yellow, so it's going to be a layer. That one was pretty easy. You guys should have seen that. Okay. So what do I see here? I see the red and blue block, but I'll go for the white bar here because that's more interesting. So we've got adjacents here, which means there is going to be a bar somewhere. So we look for our next piece to insert, which I believe is going to be my piece here. So I can see as I do an R, it's going to line up the two greens, and there's going to be a bar in my front. So, and then I track this piece and it goes over here, which I can see. So I'm just going to do an R and then insert that piece, and there's a bar on my left. And then I'm going to solve the cube with normal Ortega, and it's done. Let's go again. Okay, so I can see this white and orange bar, but as I said, it's not as much fun, so let's just go with this. So I'm going to give this one to you. I see this, and I'm going to insert this piece down here, and where do you think the bar is going to be? Just going to pan around here a little. Okay, so if you haven't figured it out already, I'm going to have a bar on my back. Now, I see that these two are adjacent, which means that there is going to be a bar somewhere. And when I insert this piece, this green will line up with the blue, which means these are going to be opposites, and then the bar is going to be on the back. So I'm just going to insert that piece, and then I'm going to insert the piece behind, and there is a bar on the back. And I got an OLL skip, which is always fun. Okay. I think we're going to do one more example, and then that'll be all for this video. See if I can get something more interesting. Okay, so we're going to go with the orange, because this is boring. I'll probably go with that for an actual solve, but this is an example. So I think, okay, so I'm going to insert this piece, and if you can't already see, there's going to be a bar right here. So I've got green here, green here. As I do an L, it's going to be a bar in the front, and then I'm going to show you something really interesting. So there's two ways of inserting this. There's a 3-move insert, which is U, R2, U prime, R2, sorry, 4-move insert. But as you see, the bar was meant to be back here, and it ended up here. So what happened? This is something that I always love playing with. If you track this piece, as I move this across and this up, I then, as I do my U2, I change this piece from the back to the front. So that is something that you always have to be wary of. I am going to show you a way of inserting this straight down here, which is R2, U, R2, U prime, and R2. So I did just insert this piece down here, but it's always fun to look at the different ways you can do it and how it affects the pieces. So if I wanted this to be a diagonal layer, for instance, I could bring this over here, up here, and then I just need to do R2, U prime, R2, and I've suddenly made a diagonal layer. If I wanted to, I could have cancelled into R2, V2, R2, I made a full layer, and then just do LBL. So that insert of inserting this piece down here is always fun to mess around with. I encourage you to look at that whilst in the inspection time, trying to figure out which is the best way that you want to insert it. If you want to insert it straight below, or if you want to insert it with the 4-move insertion and change this piece over here, and figure out if you can cancel into R2, B2, R2 to make a layer and all sorts of stuff. I encourage you to play around with that a little bit. That will make you a better cuber, help you understand what's going on with a 2x2 a lot more, and it will help you make better faces if you want a layer or a diagonal, if you want a bar. Depending what you want, it will help you with that. So I think that'll be all for this video. I hope you learned something. I've been working on this method for actually like a day. It just kind of clicked and I saw it at some point. But I thought I should share it with people for those who have trouble figuring out the bottom layer permutation during inspection. A lot of people think that you have to track 3 or 4 pieces at a time, which is totally not true. As I just showed you, you only have to track a maximum of 1 piece, as long as you have a bar, which like 90% of the time you already do. So yeah, this method is really easy. I encourage you to practice and use it. You can shave off 1 or 2 seconds off your time just using this. I normally average about sub 5 and I was sub 7 before using this and getting a bit faster. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and learned something. Please comment on what I can do better, seeing as that this is my first video. Please comment on tips you can give other people, because we all just want to learn from each other. That's what this video is all about. And please like and share this video to help even more people. I'll see you next time.